Hi, I'm Mark. I'm 16. I come from a big family. There's 10 of us. I'm the second youngest, so the ninth born. My parents kind of had like hard childhoods. I have a lot of siblings that are estranged. My mom had my oldest brother when she was younger. I didn't know him the best, but I still loved him a lot. He was born with cerebral palsy, so he was paraplegic. His faith was really strong. He loved Jesus, even though he couldn't do the simple things that we can do. When I was 11, after being sick for years, he died of cancer. He died with a smile because he knew he was going home. He loved Jesus, and he knew that he'd be able to run and jump and swim and do all the things he couldn't do while he was here. When he passed, his death devastated my family. My parents, it put distance between my parents, and when I was 13, they divorced. After that, I felt really distant from them, especially my mom. School wasn't any easier. I was bullied a lot. I overate and gained weight, and I started self-harming. A lot of kids at school showed off their scars, but I hid mine because I was ashamed and scared. Around that same time, my grandmother died of the same thing my brother did. I got into a lot of fights at school. One time I was beaten unconscious and I had to go to the hospital with a severe concussion. Being out of school afterward made my depression even worse. I was so depressed that I covered my windows with blankets just to block out the sunlight. Things at home, I was living with my mom. Things at home got really bad. Both my parents were struggling, and it kind of felt like she hated me. I went to live with my dad, and eventually my sister followed. I always believed God was real, but I couldn't understand why this was all happening to me. Why destroy my family? Why let me go through all this? I wondered if God hated me. That's when the self-harm got the worst. I started using marijuana, and I became dependent on it. I used it to cope with my anxiety. I started skipping school, staying inside more, and when I did go outside, I would carry a knife so I wouldn't get beat up. I got involved with the youth advocacy program, and that's when I met my advocate, Elijah. He started bringing me to city life with Arthur, but honestly, I felt numb to everything. One day, Arthur brought me home because Elijah's tires popped. I started asking him questions about Jesus and about God, and he told me something I never heard before. There's nothing we could ever do to deserve the love of Jesus, but he gives it to us anyway. I started crying. It felt like a weight that I had carried my whole life suddenly lifted. The next Sunday, they brought me to Fireside. That morning, I heard the word hevel from Ecclesiastes, meaning everything feels empty. And it was like the words that were being spoken were for me. That's how I'd felt my whole life. But at Fireside, I felt the Holy Spirit for the first time. After that, the things I used to do started to feel wrong. I felt conviction for the first time. God began to mold me and transform me to be more like Jesus. My anxiety is still there, but it's different now. I don't need to use marijuana all day to cope with it. I can just be with Jesus. When I have anxiety attacks, I pray, sometimes for 30 minutes or an hour, and God helps me. I used to think I was too far gone, but I wasn't. Now I'm learning to surrender to Jesus day by day. I also reconnected recently with one of my older brothers, and he's studying apologetics and going into ministry. He helped me realize that a relationship with Jesus isn't just about not going to hell. It's about wanting to be like Jesus, for my sake, for my family's sake, and for everyone around me. Now my dad has started listening to the Bible, and we talk about it, and even my little sister has started to open up. God is healing things I didn't think could be healed. Fireside has become a church home to me. The people here are unashamed and free. From little kids to grandparents, everyone shares stories of hope. I even saw a little kid writing in his Bible, and it made me feel happy because he's younger than me and he's proud. It really is like a second family. It's fun here. It feels alive. Everyone is on fire for Christ. I used to be so nervous about singing to God, but now it's my favorite part. I love raising my hands to worship Jesus. Fireside has helped me not be ashamed of my faith. The cookies are really good too. They don't have them today. I was kind of upset. I want to get baptized because I want to go deeper in my faith. I want everything I do to be about Jesus. This is the next step for me. Today I want to publicly declare my allegiance to Jesus.